welcome to Tea Time with Jesus. Welcome to the new channel. I am Kelsey. Where is my tea? You're welcome to come on and join, make yourself a cup of tea, maybe pause the video and come back because this is Tea Time with Jesus. Today's flavor is French vanilla. So basically, I wanted to start off this channel with a little get to know you with me, just to get to know me on my channel. Most of the episodes, I'm probably gonna have friends come on and have some guests and we'll talk over different godly topics together. But I wanted the first video on this channel to let you guys get to know me a little bit. A lot of you guys may already know me. If so, hi, thanks for coming. But if you don't know me, I am a fashion influencer and I will have all of that linked below, my YouTube and my Instagram. And also my Instagram, I do some faith related content, so I have like a little section for that. So yeah, you can go follow me on there. But for today's video, it's kind of gonna be a favorites video. I have a very busy lifestyle and like the number one thing I get asked is how I spend so much time with God really every day when I'm so busy. So I thought that would be like a perfect opening video to talk about all of my favorite ways and tips that I spend time with God and build our relationship. So my favorite Christian books, my favorite podcasts, worship albums, influencers, and like scripture pages and different things like that for you guys, as well as, like I said, tips on kind of how I do that. So yes, I've got a list of all my favorite things, like I said, but before I get into that, I think I'll just sort of like tell you how I sort of did that. So it's definitely helpful to think of your relationship with God. Exactly, is that a relationship with God, and how you would build a regular relationship with a person, apply those exact same rules to your relationship with God, because not only is he just your God, but he's your father and your friend. You spend time with them, you talk to them about your day and your life, you update them on the good things, on the bad things, you get to know them back and forth, you invite them into your hobbies, you do different things together, you spend time together, you may even put aside things you had planned on your weekends just to make time for them and to see them. So basically, how I actually put that into action is, one, there might be a little bit of sacrifice, but of course it pays off. So I'm an early bird, I'm a morning person, so it's easy for me, but it may not be easy for you, is I wake up a little bit extra early than I usually do. And even if it's just 10 minutes, set aside a little time in your day for God. Now, I do both morning and night. You can choose whichever one is more comfortable for you, whether it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier just to read your Bible and pray before bed, or whether it's setting your alarm for an extra 10-15 minutes earlier just to like pray right before you get ready for your day. Whether it's just like a friend, or if you have like, if you're in a relationship, if it's your priority, you do make time for it. You make priority for the things that are important to you. So if you have something that's your priority that you love more than other things, you might set back other things that aren't as important and put that first. So, you know, it's very easy to say, oh, I love God, I love Jesus, he's so important to me, but are you actually displaying that in your life? So basically, like I said, adding little bits in, but also into the things you're already doing. So yes, set apart time for God, but invite him into the things you naturally do. So this is something I do, is whether I'm like doing my makeup, literally before this video, listen to worship music while you do your makeup. While I do my nails, I do gel manicures, which kind of take a while, I listen to one of my favorite Christian podcasts, which, like I said, we'll get into that. When you're driving, worship time. When you're in the shower, that's a great worship time. Even if it's something simple as just like praying throughout your day. Not every single prayer that you pray has to be alone in your room, on your knees, eyes closed, head bowed. Like, not every prayer has to be like that, because God, he hears you and he's omnipresent. He's with you all of the time. So even if I'm just like out on the street, like walking somewhere, I'll just do a little prayer in my head, you know? It's kind of fun. Like, he's just always there. Okay, so tip number 3 is fasting. Now, when I say fasting, you probably think of just food, because that's how it was in the Bible times. There are many different ways that you can fast. Of course, fasting food is still a very, efficient way to fast. Fast literally anything that can pull you sort of away from God, anything you feel like you lean on and rely on, whether that's social media to sort of get away from real life struggles, you find some kind of peace, comfort, joy in that, whether it's secular music, that's what I do, because I used to be like addicted to music. I think my generation, we're all very addicted to music. So whether that's just a day, like 24 hours, whether it's a 3-day weekend, whether it's a whole month, pick something in your life that's not very godly, even if it's not a negative. If you're putting it before God, it can become harmful, and just take a little break from it and then replace it with God. So like I said, secular music, say if I take like a 3-day weekend where I'm gonna listen to no music at all but worship and Christian music, it just builds a lot of like strength in your relationship with God. Because sometimes I feel like when it's too easy, sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a sacrifice, because then it like pushes you to grow more. So definitely, if there is something that's a sacrifice that you can like replace and honor God with, amazing. So first we will start with my Bible. It's very obvious, but I do get a lot of questions about my Bible, and I've talked about this on my regular channel before too, but I figured I would give you guys a little more insight here. It's the She Reads Truth Bible. Everybody asks me about this. They don't come customized. These are random stickers like a brand sent me, and then I just popped them on here. But this I like. It's really great. It's really easy to understand, and it has some good key things in it. So every now and then between some passages, it has devotionals in it, which like apply to what you're reading. So it's like a great way, even if you're not really understanding what you're reading, it's a great way to sort of see how you can apply it into like your modern day lifestyle, as well as it has a 1-year like reading plan in the back, which is really great, which I did last year. And then these are 3 like actual books that I like to read. This was the first one that I read. This one's called God Chicks. This is a more girl related book, of course. So it's living life as a 21st century woman, and it has a really amazing advice on here, whether you're like in your teens or whether you're even like mid to early 20s like me. This is really great, and it has like different aspects of like womanly character and like how it applies to like your faith, and it's really great. This was like a fun read too. It's pretty funny, it's really cute. And then this one as well was like a really like more of a fun read. It's not as like a serious book where you're gonna like cry. Like I'm not like that. I don't really like being emotional. I like things like this where it's a little bit funny. It's like real life serious topics, but like there's jokes in there, because I feel like that's how my personality is, so that's what I enjoy reading. This is Having a Merry Heart in a Martha World. I know this is a pretty popular book. Mine is like destroyed. I got this at a vintage bookstore, and yeah, this is a really good book. I really enjoyed reading this. This one's really good, and it's basically kind of, I wanted to put this in here because kind of on the topic of how to apply God into your lifestyle is kind of the main topic of this book. There's a lot of different aspects it touches upon, but that's one of the main things she talks about, is sort of really how to like prioritize God in your life and how to add him into your lifestyle and like the importance of it. And then this one is a really good devotional. It's called A Moment to Breathe. It's a 365-day devotional, so you can read one a day, and they're really small. Like it's just like literally 1 paragraph and a verse per day, and they're just kind of like personal stories from different people. So they're really nice and really encouraging and like sweet. So this is something I'd kind of like read before bed or something like that. But I do have like a devotional app that I use. It's actually just the YouVersion Bible app. I feel like everybody knows about it, but surprisingly when I talked about it in one of my vlogs on my fashion channel, I got a lot of positive responses being like, wow, thank you for this. So basically it's a free app. It's like just the Bible app, like the YouVersion Bible app. I'll link it below. Basically it has tons of devotions on there, like probably like thousands of devotions. You can put in whatever topic you need and tons pop up. I actually do 3 every single day because I was doing 1 and then I was like, I have empty mornings, like I want a little bit more. So I do 3 every day, and then they also have like a verse of the day on the app every single day. And then they have a different speaker who sort of gives like insight. So you can watch the little, it's only like 1 or 2 minute video, and it's really, really nice. And then also I Bible journal. So this isn't exactly like a book, but I didn't know where else to put this in. So I put it in with my book. So basically this is where I'm going through the entire Bible, and then like every chapter that I read, whatever message I sort of get from it, I write it in here like it's a sermon or something. This one is just kind of where I like document stuff like prayers that have been answered, miracles I've experienced, just different like goals that I have set for my Christian walk, worship songs that relate to different emotions, things like that are in here. And then podcasts. Podcasts are a thing I recently got into. I've literally never listened to a podcast. Like if you asked me 3 months ago, I would have been like, no. I seriously have never listened to a podcast before, but my friend Allie actually sent me one, and it was really good, and then I kept watching, and then I was like, you know what, let me look for some more, because these are pretty nice. So the podcast that she sent me was from Timothy Keller. Timothy Keller, really, really great, and he has like a ton of them. I think there might even be 1 every day or 1 every week. I don't know. There's always something good on there. Every single one I've ever listened to, I feel like I'm learning something completely new every single time. Also one is Priscilla Schreier. So I haven't listened to her podcast, but I've heard her teachings and I loved it. So then I looked up if she had a podcast, and she did. So I've never listened to her podcast before, but I like her as a speaker. So it's on my like to check list, so I will also put her name down there. She has a YouTube channel as well. And then we'll go into Instagram pages that I love to follow. Ali Arid, my friend who I just said recommended me the Timothy Keller podcast. She posts some amazing stuff on her Instagram. Also, Her True Word is probably my favorite like typed out like little verses or passages. They're very aesthetic, very pretty. I have a very like aesthetic Instagram, so I like very aesthetic scriptures that I can repost and stuff like that, so all of them are like this. So I really like hers. Project Inspired, A Daily Psalm is really good as well. Hearts on Fire Ministry, a little biased because that's my mom's page. She has an Instagram and a YouTube channel. And then Into the Morning is also like really aesthetic, really pretty little like scriptures and stuff like that with little art. So check out all of those pages if you want some stuff like that. And then now for worship music, I have so much worship music recommendations. I think my playlist of worship music is something insane. It's like over 40 hours of worship music on my playlist. So I'm just gonna put on the screen like a key few of my favorite worship albums, and then I'll list like one or two of my top favorite songs from the album so that you guys can look them up, and maybe a couple singles on there or something that I just really, really like. But yeah, so I think if you put the effort in, if you really like have that desire to get to know God, to see his goodness in your life, the joy that you guys will feel. So yeah, I hope that this video was a little bit helpful and inspiring to you, and for the future videos where we're going to be talking about different topics, make sure to comment below any topic that you really want to hear about, any questions that you have. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming to the channel, and I will see you in my next video.